Hello, everyone. Welcome to All
Hi.
Riled Up.
All right, bro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to All
To All
Riled
Riled Up.
Up.
Why are you
Interesting
making,
take today, bro. Interesting take you had today, bro.
bro? Hey, you didn't even hear the bit yet, Gus. You didn't even hear the bit
My
yet.
fault, my fault, original gangster.
My fault, original gangster. Um, Welcome back to All Riled Up. Last week we missed the episode. We dropped the ball on that one, guys. My bad. My fault. Um,
No, it's not our. It's not his fault. We have lives.
yes, we have.
If you don't have life, something's wrong with you.
It was a
To
bit
be
of a.
fair, to be fair on Riley's part, guys, there are three people in this video who had three of their teams in the playoffs at that time. So you pretty much could guess who we were picking.
Yeah, because I have the picks from last week, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, that we really fumbled the timing on that one, and just couldn't really we made a slip up, as some might say. Um. Anyway, uh,
We don't
joining me
talk about that.
joining me today, yeah, I am of course using terms to describe, ways to as some might say, drop the ball.
There we go.
yeah.
There it is.
Anyway.
I got the slip up thing immediately, but I was just waiting for you to just.
And the funny part is that isn't even the bit I was talking about before we were recording.
Oh,
'Cause it's coming. Joining me today,
nice.
my friend, my lover, Eunice Bazzi. How are you, Eunice?
Chilling, big dog. What's happening with y'all?
Good. I am fantastic. And then joining me, as well as always, is Gus, also known as Unk. How are you, Unk?
Whoa. When did I have this nickname?
Everybody in your comments was calling you Unk.
Yeah, dude, I don't get what the fuck was that about,
And,
dude.
and so
30, Gus.
And they were right, dude. They were right. It flopped.
it did not flop.
Yeah.
They got Gus up at night, bro. Rent free living.
Bro, everybody was
it's-
calling you Unk, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait to call him that on the podcast. Like, I've been thinking about this for hours.
Jesus.
And you reminded me. And then, of course, Dejan. How are you, Dejan?
I love black people.
Me too.
That's what I'm saying.
They call Shannon Sharp Unk, and he doesn't like it.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
Dude, my brothers are calling me Unc. How do you think I feel?
that's crazy.
Yeah, and you're not helping, bastard.
So last week we all had the same, like, so we all guessed different teams for some of these games. Everyone said, oh, sorry. So Dejan didn't say Chiefs, but everyone else said Chiefs. Everyone said Lions. Rip.
Yeah.
Everyone but Gus said Eagles. And then it
I
was
really- dude.
it was a 50-50 split for the last game. What were you gonna say, Gus?
I was gonna say, bro.
They had it.
I just want to say, I was right in my assumption that everybody was sleeping on the Rams, and it was gonna like the Eagles are like should be scared.
Yeah.
That much I was right about, and they should have had it, but they didn't, bro.
Weather really did play a factor in that one. Like I
100%, 100%.
and
Yeah,
Jalen
I mean-
Hurts got hurt.
Those two fumbles literally came because that ball was covered in snow.
Yeah. So the standings. So the last game was Ravens versus Bills, and two people said me and Eunice both said Ravens, and Dejan and Gus both said Bills. Dejan was 1 point away from getting the spread on that one too. I was like, fuck, man. It was so close. I felt bad. So everybody got 2 games correct. So the total now is Gus, me, and Eunice with 5, and Dejan with 4 correct. Out of, I think, like, what, 13?
that's my fault, original gangster.
This is just a thing now. So, like, yeah. There's 3 games left in the whole season. I'm very sad. And we will get to the championship Sunday later in this episode. But first, we've got to go back and recap the divisional round, which I think every game was a good game.
I don't agree.
Except for
I do not agree.
that. Okay, is it
There was a stinker.
Lions
There
Commanders
was one.
or
No.
oh no, Texans Chiefs was
Chiefs.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
well
a
that's
stinker.
Texans Chiefs was like, which is what we're going to talk about first. So there's been a lot of talk, and I know we were literally just talking about this, about the penalties, because the refs like. Oh, also, well, I'll just write it down and bring it up later. The Chiefs versus Bills reffing assignment for the AFC Championship game. But yeah, this game was not good. We had, let's see. So another stat that everybody loves to point out is that every team that lost out had more yards than the teams that they were versing and that ended up winning.
Oh yeah, I saw that stat too.
And it really came down to the turnovers, except the Texans game, they didn't have any turnovers. It's just that the Texans O-line is just so bad. Like, the Texans O-line, like, CJ Stroud just gets, like, they went for it on 4th down at one point, and CJ Stroud, first of all, part of it is on him. Like, instead of, convincingly throwing the ball away, it's 4th down, they're going for it, they're in Chiefs territory. He runs backwards, and it's a 13-yard loss into Texans territory. So it's like, part of it is, like, I would say it's 90% his O-line's fault. Like, O-line and just having your two best or two of your top 3 wide receivers have season-ending injuries. But at the same time, CJ Stroud, like, was making mistakes. That being said, like, the Texans had more yards because, like, they were playing better. Like, Mahomes did not play very well. He had 177 yards, 1 touchdown. And Kelsey had 117 receiving yards. Like, Kelsey was basically pulling a lot of the work for this team. And yeah, like the Texans were doing good, but they stall. Not only that, they had special teams issues. The opening kickoff was returned to, like, the Texans 20.
Yeah. And then the cornerback, Boyd, responds to that kickoff return by throwing his helmet, and getting a penalty for it, and then pushing the shit out of his special teams coach and yelling at him.
What a dumbass. He's probably gone. I don't know what his contract situation is, but that's just like the Chiefs had 212 yards of total offense, and the Texans had 336. But it just comes down to, like, first of all, they missed so many kicks.
They missed
2 field goals and a PAT, right? Or was it 1 field goal, 1 PAT? I'm looking at it.
I think it was 1 of each.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You just can't do that, especially because that missed PAT would have tied the game. I know the Chiefs had more momentum. I know they were winning, but that would have tied the game. Literally just cannot do that. And yeah, just like not only that, they'd go for it on 4th down, they just wouldn't get it. And it's like,
yeah, because every time they went for it on 4th down, it was like the most obvious play. Like, they could not have made it more clear, like, who the intended target was, what play they were about to run, what routes everyone's on. Like, they were the most, like, surface level thing. I think they were, like, trying to psych them out.
Yeah.
It's like, they wouldn't go that simple. They're probably thinking something special. No.
The Texans had a decent amount more time of possession than the Chiefs. 33 minutes to 26 minutes. They had more first downs. They were more effective on 3rd down. They, like, had more plays. They literally they allowed 8 sacks. The Texans O-line allowed 8 sacks. And they had no momentum. That being said, like, this game was close until, like, the end. Really. So
And
go ahead, Deshaun.
I do want to say we must state the obvious here. If you're a Chiefs fan and you're not seeing how much BS the calls are and how much favoritism there is, you either A, don't know football, B, are a rage baiter, or 3,
Yeah.
an actual dumbass.
Uh,
It's one of those 3. There is no in between.
yeah, like I know right after that game, you know, Nick Wright goes on Twitter and he says, "Oh, it really wasn't that bad, guys. The Chiefs were, even if the penalties did favor the Chiefs were still the better team." Like, that's 2 15-yard penalties, and it could have been 3. And I honestly feel like if Mahomes did a bad job selling it, but if Mahomes had done just like a little bit better of a job at selling that, that's 3 15-yard roughing the passer penalties. And it's very obvious. I mean, not only that, like, there's so many, like.
Also, the hip drop tackle, dude.
Oh, yeah, and they didn't call that.
Banned it.
Yep, didn't call that.
Bro, he was in front of a ref. The ref stared at him while he did it.
And the Chiefs had 4 penalties. The Texans had 8. So it's like, I saw someone say, like, oh, every year that Mahomes has been a starter that he's made the playoffs, which is every year as a starter for Mahomes, he has like, if you combine every team he's played in the playoffs, they have like 48 penalties, and the Chiefs would have 47 penalties. But it's not just about like the penalties, it's what are the penalties? Because that is weighing a roughing the passer the same as like a 5-yard penalty, you know? When are they called? Are they like blatantly incorrect? Or are they? Yeah, that's right. You know, there's a Chiefs O lineman. I'm not 100% sure what his name is, to be honest with you. He's guilty of false start on every single play. They just don't call it. Like, he has a certain way of, like, he'll rock his body back where it's like hard to kind of even tell on TV, but you can see it if you're looking.
Yeah, where it's like, is he adjusting his footing or is he actually stepping back? You don't know.
Yeah. And the refs were bad in literally like every game. Like,
you know what? No, I don't think the refs were bad in the Bills game. I think they were very fair.
They were horrible.
Like one bad flag I could think of.
There were, first of all, so there were 2 that I can think of that were bad. They called holding on Dion when he wasn't holding, and then they called a defensive pass interference on the Ravens.
When it was clearly a push off.
Yeah, and also it's funny that was on Trey White. So I didn't see the replay until after the game ended. I thought to myself, I was like, Trey White was like, you know what? One last time for Bills Mafia. Yeah, like
dude.
Did you send me that video where he was like,
no, it wasn't me. Dude, every team has those players that, like, if a flag is called on them, I like, it's bullshit. Like, if I ever see, like, a pass interference from, like, Kyle Hamilton, like, I'm like, oh, no, bullshit. Like, bullshit.
Yeah, so, like, it's just like they, you know, they were particularly egregious in this game. But, moving on to the next one. Dejan, I'm going to apologize in advance. What happened?
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna tell you how it is.
The Lions lost to the Commanders 45-31. Dejan, give us your analysis on the game.
Overall, like Riley said, refs have consistently been bad throughout the season. It's also showing with the playoffs as well. I'm saying this now to get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
If someone gets hit, and because of that hit, they are now going under concussion protocol, like they have to be checked out, under a tent, ask questions. He got hit wrong.
Yeah.
No flag on that. That is the biggest one that I could say, what the fuck, refs. Besides that, people are, I think you're one of them, Riley. After that, Goff just couldn't play right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's true. He could have just been shaken up. Yes, he got hit hard enough where he had to be under concussion protocol. So maybe he genuinely was shaken up. But I'm going to bring it back to what Gus said, like way back during, like after the Texans game. Goff is a good QB.
Mm-hmm.
He's all right. He is not Joe Burrow. He ain't Tom Brady. And after getting shaken up and in a very high pressure game, I believe he made more mistakes. He has a lot of great players around him that have been elevating his stats.
Yeah.
And that, and I want to say, Commanders side, Jaden Daniels, he came into that game like it was a game. Bro was smiling ear to ear the entire time. When they
Dude,
were
I
down,
felt
he was
happy watching him.
smiling. Dude, he got hit by Kirby Joseph, broke the down counter. He got up and pat Kirby on his back like, "Hey,
Mhm.
I got you, man." It's like, bro was like frolicking, and that's why, since Lions are gone on the AFC, I'm obviously with Bills, but now I want Daniels to go Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
We have to.
I'm
It
right there
has
with you.
to.
I am the biggest Jaden Daniels supporter right now. I want him to win it all.
Even my mom, I was talking to her a couple hours ago, and she was like, "Oh, I hope Washington goes to the Super Bowl because even though they beat the Lions, because Jaden Daniels is such a awesome player, and the way he does, and it's true. Like he's so good.
Bro, he's generational.
He is better than like last year. People were giving a lot of flowers to CJ Stroud. I know I'm gonna sound like a CJ Stroud hater because I have grown to kind of have issues with him, just personal issues. Also, look up what his dad got in prison for. Anyway, but like CJ Stroud was great last year. I feel like Jaden Daniels is better than CJ Stroud was last year. And yes, he had like a rough patch at the beginning of the season. They almost lost the Giants and they got blown out by the Bucks. But like if you watch him play, he's so good. And I honestly hope he goes to the Super Bowl. I know like rookie quarterbacks are I looked this up. Rookie quarterbacks are 0-5 in conference championships. But
Let him be the one.
I if anyone can do it, it's going to be him. And I know next year we're going to be talking about Jaden Daniels like he's the Mahomes of the NFC. Like people always talk about, oh, all the superheroes live in the AFC. That's how they're going to be talking about Jaden Daniels. Like, and I wanted to kind of talk about something Dejan said. Like, I don't think Goff is a system quarterback, and I like Jared Goff, but he definitely gets a lot of like help from his offense being so good. You know,
Yeah.
like
When I think of the last three, or just like off the top of my head, like the last three big passing touchdowns from the Lions, there was a trick play where they passed it back to JMO and he ran it for 70 yards.
that was horrible.
There
Man.
was I think it was against the Vikings where Amaste Brown caught the ball for like 10 yards, threw it backwards to JMO, and JMO got like a 60-yard touchdown. And I think the one before that was a Jared Goff like 40-yard pass to I think Brown.
I think so, yeah.
So like when I think of like the explosive plays from the offense, Jared Goff is like third. Because first is the run game. That's Gibbs or Montgomery. That's like the first thing I think of when I think of the Lions' explosive plays. Number two are the trick plays, which typically come from someone who isn't Goff because he's giving the ball to someone and they're unexpectedly doing something with it. And
Hmm.
then I think of like Goff and his passing touchdowns and stuff.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? It's like Goff, and I still really like Jared Goff. He had a bad game. He threw the pick six and then just was a different player after he got hit. Um,
Sure.
like he was playing horribly. And it sucks because like I like him. It's just like, you know, uh you can only do so much when your quarterback plays like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
and they have been in situations before where Goff threw like what, 5 interceptions or like it was like the 5 turnovers. So there were a couple fumbles against the Texans. And
5 interceptions.
oh wow. And they still like
One.
won that game. And it's partially because their defense was a lot healthier. But it's also just because
Yeah.
like the team ends up, clicking to get you into the position where you can go first of all, tie the game up. Second of all, get that last minute field goal to win the game. So
Yeah.
I feel really bad for the Lions. It sucks because they were the favorites to, go
Win it all.
maybe not win it all, but at least go on the NFC side.
Actually, the reason I say win it all is I was using PFF or PPF, whatever it is, PFF, I think it is.
Yeah, PFF.
And another website, they have a mock draft simulator,
Mhm.
and I was using 2 other websites. I think one was like NFL Football Today,
Oh,
and like a third one.
yeah.
And they have it where like your position draft, like your projected draft, and all 3 of them had the Lions at
Yeah,
number 32.
32, yeah.
So like some of the biggest like sports centers and all that stuff, they were projecting, nope, Lions will win it, not the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because I remember we have it recorded. I think
Yeah.
it was like week 12 or 13. I'm like, oh, hey, they just changed it. Chiefs are not 32 anymore. It's the Lions.
And
Guys,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just saw this, and this is hilarious. I hope every fucking Cowboys fan gets furious by hearing this. Your quarterback sucks. He shouldn't be the most paid quarterback at fucking all.
No.
Dak Prescott and Jaden Daniels are tied for playoff wins.
Louis belt straight to ass. Dak
mean,
Can that complete pass?
In my opinion,
That
I
can
said this before too in one of these recordings. If you have not won a Super Bowl, you should not be getting paid more than $30 million.
No. Not at all. Like
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts. Like, what are you doing making more than $50 million a year when you have not even attended? Joe Burrow at least attended a Super Bowl, so let me take his name out and Hurts. But the rest, like, what are you doing making this much money?
yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think quarterbacks should even make more than no player for the sake of having enough cap space to sign to keep your other good players. No player should make more than 30 mil to begin with. Because literally not even from the sake of, oh, you don't even need that much money. Just from the sake of like you need to keep your team together, like you need, like, if Tua didn't have such a good contract or such a fucking contract where he's getting paid, but yeah, Tua has such a stacked roster and it's carrying him, and he's done literally nothing, and he's getting paid almost as much as Dak, like 53 mil instead of 60, or whatever, or 55, whatever. And it's like, it's funny because like he has nothing to show for it. They just pay. It's like, that's just the trend. And I hope that they don't do that with Josh Allen, man. He doesn't seem like the type of guy who would do that. But at the same time, like, we've already been in cap hell for the past 2 years. We don't need
You
it
guys
again.
are at, what is it, -7 for next year?
Yeah, but that's before we release everyone who doesn't matter. So that it doesn't really count right now.
Yeah, I agree. Like, in my opinion, and I'm sorry we're kind of getting off track.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to have some sort of accolades, even if you, let's say, Super Bowl aside, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
only two teams make the Super Bowl per year. So it's very hard for, like, people to get theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Super Bowl aside, you need some accolades. Like, like, all right, like off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I'm talking team. It's just I know a lot about the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lamar has at least some NFL records under his belt. He has like MVPs under his belt, so he at least has something to get him maybe a little over the 30 cap, 30 million. But like 50, I don't know.
Yeah, like I think Josh Allen makes like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes both make, I think it's either 48 or 45 mil. Like I'm okay with that for Josh, but I would like it's one of those things where it's like that's fine. That's kind of the limit of where I would want to go though. I know the cap gets bigger every year, but especially for the Bills, we're in cap hell. We're still in cap hell. We're going to be in cap hell next year too. And probably the year
Riley,
before, year after that.
34 plus. Josh Allen's making about 44 mil a year, give or take.
Okay. So it's like I'm fine with that, but at the same time I would love that to be like lower.
Yeah.
And
And Mahomes is making about 32 mil.
oh wow. So yeah, like Mahomes, I think Mahomes will do the same thing Brady did, where he'll just take a pay cut so they can sign better players.
And it's so crazy. Like the only player in the league, the entire league that should be getting paid more than like 40 mil a year is Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not even in the top 10 for paid. Same with Brady when Brady was in the league. Brady wasn't I don't think Brady was in like the top 15.
That I'm not sure about. But I do know that I have a theory that I'm sure Mahomes will get a raise, but I don't think you're gonna see Mahomes getting 60 mil a year. You know?
I mean, Patrick Mahomes' contract right now is good until 2031.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay. I
He
thought it
ain't
was
going anywhere.
because Josh Allen's extension is like we're like 2 years or maybe even closer than that away from an extension.
Josh Allen's contract is his last year is 2028.
Oh wow, we're 3 years away from an extension. Thank God. I don't have to think about that right now. But yeah, like yeah, so I still like Goff to bring it back around to the Lions, but that was a bad game, and it just it sucks because it's not 100% his fault. Like the defense for the Lions was just at that point where it's like you're seeing the consequences of just having that many injuries. That one guy who like guards Justin Jefferson like broke his arm.
Yeah, he shattered his elbow.
Yeah, and I saw it on Twitter because they like showed it briefly, but you couldn't really tell that his arm was screwed up. But his arm looked fucked up. Like
Yeah.
it looked fucked up. Go ahead, John.
One last thing I wanted to say about the Lions in general. Obviously, we're gonna get some new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. But I
Yeah.
wanted to say one, any retard thinking Ben Johnson threw on purpose. You're a dumbass.
No, yeah.
God, yeah, I saw that. Like, what the fuck?
Second thing, someone said because of the constant interviews they had, they were tuckered out, so they didn't play as like they didn't coordinate as good. You're
Mhm.
also
Yeah. Like I don't like the idea of them being able to get interviews in the middle of the week, like before it like during the playoffs and stuff. But at the same time, like I don't think, and we had said this on the last episode that we recorded. I don't think it's really gonna make like a super big difference, you know.
Yeah.
So, just unfortunate for the Lions. You know, everybody had really high expectations for them. But I think they'll be back. Just you know, it's just gonna have to do some off-season hiring and stuff. You know, getting new coordinators. Ben Johnson went to the Bears, and Aaron Glenn potentially going to the Jets. Although I guess we're not sure. I know Rex Ryan really wants the Jets job again.
I will say, hey, we'll see what he can do with the Bears. You know, they really need.
Yeah.
They really need it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I had a feeling he was gonna go to the Bears once he said that he liked Caleb Williams. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck.
Either Bears or Raiders was like the two that I saw people saying the most. And I think Bears is just like they are set up, we think, to actually win. They just don't have good coaching staff. So I imagine Ben Johnson's going to end up cleaning house and hiring new people. Speaking of cleaning house,
Maybe fix the O-line.
what did you say?
Maybe fix the O-line.
Oh yeah, they're 100% going to do that. Speaking of cleaning house, earlier a couple hours ago it was announced that Josh McDaniels is going to be hired as the Patriots offensive coordinator.
I mean, we all saw it coming.
Yeah, what do you think about that hire, Gus?
We'll see. That's all I gotta say, man.
Because
We'll see.
you know, not to even stir the pot, he does not have a good reputation with his last
Oh, I know.
coaching endeavor.
I know.
Which is why when I read that, I was like, really?
Mhm.
But I think there are just some people. It's like Salah. Some people are just fit to be, like, coordinators, and some people can actually become head coaches.
Yeah.
I think Robert Saleh just was too inexperienced, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think if he goes through like 2 to 3 more years of being a DC, I think he good. Because I won't lie, like he's had like games or plays where you can see his thought process on the field work phenomenally. And he's also just had more games though where it doesn't. He just needs a little bit more experience and an actual, offense.
Did you guys see the city of Dearborn on Instagram posted like, should the Lions hire Dearborn native Robert Saleh as their next defensive coordinator? I was like, he's probably going to the 49ers.
bad.
Like,
It's not bad though.
no, it's not.
As the DC for the 49ers, he was really fucking good.
That's the thing. Like, I have never hated Saleh. I just don't. I think he was obviously in too over his head. And you saw, like, the Jets went from having the third best defense consistently every single year that Saleh was there to as soon as Jeff Ulbrich took over. And Jeff Ulbrich was the DC. But he's just not, like, anytime, like, a coordinator, like I said, some coordinators can be head coaches, some can't. Jeff Ulbrich cannot be a head coach. Like, he could not handle the pressure of having to juggle so many things this season.
I mean, especially when your team gives you fuck all to work with,
Yeah, that's
Where
it.
hey, we got you Zach Wilson, the guy who even at the combine was literally known for just fucking his friend's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, we got you a legend. We got you a legendary player. Oh my God, who'd you guys get me?
Aaron Rodgers.
38-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who had not had a good game in 2 years.
He's like, well,
And
fuck.
is notorious for having attitude problems with the entire fucking roster.
If I was Saleh when that happened, I would have been like, all right, I'm gonna start looking for houses in San Francisco. Because people did not like the 49ers DC like all season long. I knew that guy was getting fired. Jumping back to the recaps, Rams versus Eagles. Gus, since you were talking about the Rams, you predicted that upset. Unfortunately, it was so close. So this game was heavily impacted by the snow. Saquon, the Rams defense just like had points where it was like they just let Saquon do whatever he wanted at certain points. Like they would lock in at certain points, but then other times it was like whatever, you know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do my own thing, you know.
I mean, there's only so much you can do at the same time.
I agree.
Take
Yeah,
one in the snow. I mean, that's something else.
and Jalen Hurts. I wonder how this will impact him. He hurt his, I think, knee or his. I think it was either his knee or his arm. He had a brace
Mhm.
on. Um, but it's Tuesday, so I don't know if they would have the injury report. I'll try to look it up though. Oh yeah, he had a knee injury and then he had the brace on. So he was pretty quiet at the end, but I mean he's kind of been quiet. Um, and yeah, I mean there was a safety. The Eagles had a safety. The Rams got a safety.
Yeah,
Jalen
they
Hurts.
fumbled immediately.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, the Rams fumbled twice, and yeah, so the Rams are done. But it was a lot better of a game than I expected. I was one of the people saying like, "Oh, it's gonna be a blowout."
Yeah,
So Gus, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
I try to tell you.
You did try to warn me. I'll listen to you from now on, unless you're saying nice things about the Bills. Um, So anyway, like, yeah, you know, I like Stafford a lot. Um, and he said he's deciding what his fate will be moving forward, which I think I don't know. I've heard both opinions. Maybe that he'd go one more year, but I think I think it's time to hang it up.
I think he's got another year in him, bro. I don't
Really?
know.
That's the thing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he played a lot better once he got like Cup and Puka back. But then I
Mhm.
saw something like Cup said he didn't know he was going to be a Ram next year. And it's like
I see.
maybe my thought process is, Puka's so young. Maybe they're blowing it up so they can get another quarterback. But like
Mhm.
isn't the draft class for quarterbacks next year also bad? Like the
Yeah,
one
there's 2, maybe 3 good options.
the one that is the best is the one that comes after that one. And that's where all the like good player, or I say good, but they're fucking like, we don't even know. Um all those people are the more anticipated one is the one after this one. Or the one after this one. Anyway, 2 years from now. So yeah. Poor Rams. They're in Cancun though. They're relaxing. So yeah, Stafford had a lot of fumbling issues.
Mhm.
And speaking of fumbling issues, we will now transition
Go
to-
for it, big dog.
to Ravens Bills. I'll talk about this one first. So let me pull up my notes.
You took notes?
After yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna write some stuff down. I did not believe. But when I watched this game, and Gus and I were like texting each other throughout the whole game, I was so stressed out. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, man, we are cooked. There were so many points where I was like, that's it, it's over. I from the Bills side, we'll talk about the Bills first, right? Josh Allen did not really have a lot of yards. Let me consult my notes. 127 passing yards, 20 rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns. One was a tush push, the other one was like a 4 or 5 yard rushing touchdown or something like that. Overall though, like he didn't really need to do too much. As we'll talk about later. The run game was solid. James Cook had 67 yards. Shakir was really good. He had like a crazy deep bomb that I was like, oh, fuck Shakir. I felt like his wife, I have an attachment to him. Mac Hollins had like there was one catch. Tom Holland, man, what the hell? But basically everybody got involved except for Amari Cooper. He had one target, but it was like just.
I'm still waiting for him to actually like do something.
I know. It's funny because I saw a Bills fan today say like, "Why did we trade for Amari Cooper?" Like
It was such a big deal.
No. You guys at least got some use out of him. Why did the Ravens trade
for Deontay Johnson. I'm asking myself the same thing.
You guys at least got, a first down or two with him throughout the season.
Yeah, like that's the thing, right? I don't think the whole going into this year, this was pegged as a rebuild year. What happened to that narrative? I have no idea. But this was pegged as a rebuild year, and we traded for Amari Cooper because we were genuinely having issues with our wide receivers and drops, and also we were having issues with our wide receivers just dying on the field and being gone for 3 or 4 games. Even Amari Cooper got injured for like a couple games.
Yeah.
And so I think going into the season, it was like, this was supposed to be an everyone eats season where like, we're supposed to spread the ball around, not just feed one guy. So
Yeah.
I get that from like, because Amari Cooper works as like a decoy of, you think we're going to throw to him, At the same time, yeah, like he hasn't been super involved, but it's working. So maybe get him involved more or don't. At this point, I do not care. It's working. So just keep all the good stuff. The Bills defense really stepped up as well. It's funny, Josh Allen, it's like he watched my TikToks and was like, I'm going to call out everything Riley said bad about the Bills defense. Cause after they won, they like were doing the post-game interview on the field, and he was like, "Oh, everybody said that we didn't have enough talent and that we couldn't stop the run, but we proved them wrong." And because I looked this up afterwards. I was like, "How many yards did Derrick Henry have?" 84 rushing yards. I was like, "No way in hell we got him below." I was so confident. I told my uncle, take the over on Derrick Henry rushing yards.
Yeah,
Like,
the over was 96, I think.
And you know what? I thought, but we actually stopped the run. Lamar even only scrambled for 39 yards, which sounds like a lot. It is still a lot, but could have been a lot worse,
And Justice Hill had a couple breakaways.
He had, I believe, he had 50. So overall, technically speaking, we were outgained in yardage, but we really didn't need to. And I have issues before I move on to talking about the Ravens. I have issues with, my biggest issue is with, Joe Brady, man. Like, I was talking to Gus about this. Like, Joe Brady just randomly decides to just, like, be the most stale play caller ever.
You're going to talk about it. All right, I was going to bring that up.
Because
please continue. Pop off.
He, like, I love him. He is good. 9 or 8 times out of 10, he's good. But randomly he decides, like, yeah, I'm just gonna do like 2 or 3 consecutive screens that just go for nothing. Or it's like, it's 3rd and medium. Let's do a tight end screen. Like, are you stupid? What? Like, I was so pissed off because we needed points and we got a field goal, but like we needed points. And it's like when we needed to be hyper aggressive, and granted, I'm completely fine with us relying on the run game. It's the playoffs. We had a good run game. Ty Johnson. I was only talking about Cook. Cook had 67 yards, but Ty Johnson had some great runs. And even Ray Davis had good runs, and I thought he like was not going to play this game. So seeing him play, I was like, thank God. Um, so yeah, like it's just like Joe Brady. I know he's interviewing for head coaching positions. Dog. Like not even from the perspective, because I do like Joe Brady. I'm just being very critical of him. Like I like Joe Brady. You, for the sake of your career, if you want to actually still be coaching in the NFL in 2 years, you should take another year to just learn. Because straight up, there are times like where he has these Matt Eberflus-esque like meltdowns where I'm like, what are we doing? Like, it pisses me off, and I know it pisses other people off because when it happens, you'll see all the tweets from Bills fans are like, Joe Brady, you fucking suck. I fucking hate you. Like, and like I said, I love the guy, but he just has habits of being absolutely randomly one play when it matters most. He's like, I'm going to be dog shit. Now, like I said before, we really didn't need to. There were times where we just like, at the beginning of the game, I'm just going to say this. You're just not going to like it. Lamar had a horrible first half.
I agree.
It was,
But I'm gonna talk about this.
yeah. Lamar had a horrible first half. The Bills went into it up by 11, and I was wondering. I literally asked Gus, I'm like, how are we gonna fuck this up? We did, because we only won by 2 points. And so yeah, like I think that, and I just want to say this before Eunice starts talking. I am not. Also, Mark Andrews had a bad game. He was 5 for 7, but he's still like there was the pass
You
and
know what? You could say 5 for 7, but one of those receptions turned
Yep.
into something, which I'm happy to bring up.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say is like, so I can excuse the first Lamar interception or the Lamar interception because
I can.
well, it's a drive killer. Because that's the thing. It's a drive killer. But I could understand you justifying it by saying, okay, the Bills got no points off of it. Doesn't matter. But the Bills got 7 points off the fumble. So that's where I'm like, yeah, that's bad. And then, Mark Andrews. So Terrell Bernard punches the ball out and Mark Andrews fumbles on an insane gain, by the way. I was like, my God. And the Bills did get points off that, although it was just a field goal. Still enough, And I literally knew, I was like, okay, the Ravens are going to score here. And that was the last play of the game. They did. And then Mark Andrews, which, by the way, they tried 2 2-point conversions. The first one was tipped by Matt Milano. The second one was just dropped by Mark Andrews. And then the Bills just ran the clock out.
Yep.
And, yeah, I mean...
For the record, let me just say, that tip by Matt Milano, first of all, shout out to Matt Milano. Fantastic on his part. If you were looking at the ball, there was no receiver in the area because the closest guy was Tylen Wallens. It currently the fuck up.
So before I switch,
either way, it was gonna be a drop. But still, shout out to Matt Milano because had that been a different play and a receiver was open, that of course would have been clutch.
Mm-hmm. So, before I shift over to Eunice, the last thing I wanted to bring up was Matt Milano. It's funny because we were like joking about him not like being in his prime. He had 4 pressures out of the 9 blitzes that the Bills ran. And he tipped the 2-point conversion, and I believe he had the pressure on the interception as well. So
he also had another tip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a pass. It didn't matter because it was like 1st and 10, and then they ended up getting the first down eventually, like on a 3rd down. But on that 1st and 10, he also did have another tip. And I think because I remember it because one of the cornerbacks or safeties for the Bills tried to dive for it, I guess, but
Yeah.
wasn't close to it at all. So it kind of got a chuckle out of me.
And it sucks because Matt Milano, Taylor Rapp, and Taron Johnson all got hurt during this game. But from what I understand, it seems like the one that is the worst is like Taylor Rapp got a concussion. Everyone else seems like they're fine. I hope so, because we need them. So, Eunice, what did you think about this game?
All right. I want to make it loud and clear on this. I do not, although I'm upset with his performance, I am not one of those fake fans that say fire Mark Andrews or anything like that.
Mhm.
He's had
Ooh.
7 seasons with the Ravens and had his first bad game in those 200 and those 100 plus games. His first bad game ever in 7 years. So obviously I'm not 100% against him. I'm mad at him. I'm annoyed with it, but I am not hey, fire him for his first mistakes ever, right?
Mhm.
All right, I wanted to get that out very clear. All right, the game. First half, I wouldn't say Lamar sucked. I wouldn't. Was he good? Absolutely not. Was he bad? He was mid. He was mid. Because the very first drive of that game was a beautiful touchdown to Rashad Bateman. Right? Opening drive was fantastic. Yeah. And then the interception, which I do blame on Lamar, it was a very bad interception because the pass was not within 5 yards of Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
And they replayed it where you saw the ball in the air. That thing was not tipped. There was no wind. There was nothing. It was just a shitty ass pass. So that's why I say mid for his performance, because he had an amazing play. He had a very bad play. For me, it's in the middle. That fumble, I do not hold accountable on him because of that shitty snap that put him in that high pressure situation. And you could tell he was trying to ground the ball to take the sack, and the ball just slipped out. I'm not holding that. I'm blaming that one on the O-line.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to do the reverse of what you did, Riley, where you talked about the Bills first and then Ravens.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I'm going to do the reverse. So the first half ended, close game. Bills have a respectable lead, but I was still confident in it because we had 3 games this season where we were behind by 10 plus points and came back. Excuse me. Defense, this whole game, I could not have been happier with. The defense for the Ravens did no mistakes this entire game. I don't care. Because how do you stop a 1-yard tush push by one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL? How do you stop one of the greatest offenses in the NFL from scoring within your own line? It's near impossible. But when they needed to clutch, they did clutch. Like that interception, you brought that up yourself, Riley. Interception didn't end up mattering too much in terms of points. I think it mattered mentally, but in terms of points, didn't end up mattering.
Eunice.
Okay. Hello?
Push.
Eunice, you cut out for everything you said after the interception.
Son of a bitch.
The last thing I heard.
The tush push is what we heard.
Mm-hmm.
Tush push?
Uh-huh.
All right. And wait, I brought up tush push twice. The first one?
The most recent one.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. The turnover. All right, we'll just say the turnovers, they hurt, but they didn't kill us. That didn't kill us. We were in competition range even after all 3 of those turnovers had their final results, right? I think what killed us the most was by the time the offense fully clicked, because the O-line got way better in the second half. By the time it clicked, it was just a little too late. The O-line kept selling, and the mistakes from the Ravens the 3 turnovers and that weird PI call ended up hurting the most because the Bills' offense, respectfully, did not show up that game. It didn't.
They showed up as just the play calling was so bad that it really did not put them in the position to make these great plays. I mean, there were a couple, especially in the beginning, but then we ended up.
But after the first quarter, the Bills' offense, I'm sorry, respectfully, like after the first quarter, the Bills' offense didn't seem like it was there.
I mean, I think it was there. It comes down to the play calling, just having these horrible
the offense
decisions.
Yeah, I mean that comes down, but I'm saying the play calling is the offense, though. Which, I mean, 11-point lead. You start the ball in the second half. We're gonna run the ball, pick up 2 yards, and then screen
just
pass,
fucking
screen
punt.
pass,
Yeah.
we punt.
Yeah,
And they did that like 2 times in a row. Because the Ravens got the ball after that. I believe the Ravens got a field goal. And then the Bills got the ball and did the exact same thing. I think it was screen pass,
and then they
run the
punted.
ball, screen pass. They like switched the order.
Yeah.
And then they punted again. So that's why I say like when the offense like really wasn't there. Because it really wasn't. The Ravens killed themselves this game. And I'm saying that loudly. They killed themselves.
Yeah.
Because Mark Andrews' fumble, respectfully, what the fuck? Because there was no one near him. He was wide open. All he had to do was tuck the ball, turn around. No, he was like 2 yards off.
He was, but then Terrell Bernard punches the ball out.
Yes.
All he had to do was go down. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You had the ball. You had 2 yards of space between the closest defensive player for the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
You could have done a complete 180 and started running if you wanted, but rather he did some fancy shit where he stepped forward towards the line of scrimmage, so the opposite side of the end zone, and then tried to turn around, and by then you just left the ball like wide open to Tarnell, where it was free eats.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mark Andrews had that dropped pass, and I saw people online trying to say it was a bad pass. It was not. That was like as perfect dead set in the center as it could have been. Mark Andrews just shit the bed there. All right. And that's really all I have to say about the Ravens. Defense played phenomenally. They did the best they could, which was great. Because the fumble for Lamar ended up the ball in the 20 yards. So, I mean, fuck. That PI ended up being within the end zone as well. So, I mean, fuck. That interception, 3 and out. And then the fumble by Mark Andrews, that was close to the middle of the field. So, I mean, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, when the Bills got the ball the normal way, like kickoff or punt or anything, the defense did amazing. The defense looked beautiful. And then the play calling, I mean, Derrick Henry, the run game in general, first half was quiet, but not required because the passing was doing all right. Besides the turnovers, in terms of like the plays that we went through, they were doing good. Second half, the run game kind of took over and did really good. Derrick Henry had 72 yards, I believe, in the second half alone. Justice Hill had like about 45 in the second half as well. So all in all, the offense in the second half looked phenomenal. I was happy with it. Besides, you know what. Bills defense looked great. As much as shit talking I've been doing for this whole season, and I said they need to step up, they 100% did step up for, I want to say, the second half of the first quarter, the entire second quarter they stepped up, the third quarter they stepped up, and the first half of the fourth quarter they stepped up. I think the only flaws they had was the first half of the first quarter and the second half of the fourth. I think that would be fair to put it.
Yeah, that
only time the Bills defense looked iffy.
Yeah, just letting the Ravens drive down at that last drive was like, I knew that shit was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's really. Oh, one more thing. I'm so sorry. Because even Ravens fans are agreeing on this finally. Because all season they've been making jokes about fire John. which I think is like retarded as fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was the game where I was expecting to see a lot of it, and I saw none of it. Where even all the fans were like coming together. Nah, it really wasn't his fault because you can't fucking predict 2 fumbles and an interception.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I actually
But yeah,
saw a
that's
lot
my-
of people blaming Harbaugh. I'm
I
not gonna
did it.
lie.
I did as
I'm
well.
not
I
even
did as
arguing.
well. No, yeah, I did as well.
didn't.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying it's time for him to go. He just has not gotten this team to
I was seeing the same stuff.
Yeah. Same thing with Tomlin, you know? Like
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, man,
Mike
what the hell?
Tomlin- I feel like Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh are like 2 completely different things, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Like last
100%.
year, AFC, I'll blame that on John Harbaugh for not developing the pass game all season. So when we met a team that could stop the run, we got fucked. I blame John on that, sure. But this year, like, what did he do wrong? He really did nothing wrong this entire season, besides like the first 2 games where he had Kyle Hamilton play more of a pressure role rather than an actual safety role.
Mhm.
And then he moved him up, and then our defense looked amazing again.
Mhm.
So I don't really blame John for this season in the slightest. There was no bad play calls. We didn't do anything bad. There was just execution is what killed us. Like Derrick Henry dropped the first down pass, which could have gone on for like another 30 yards in the first quarter. Mark Andrews, fumble. Mark Andrews, 2-point conversion, drop. O-line, bad snap. It was just like it wasn't coaching that was the problem. It was execution.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of problems. Eunice, if there's nothing else you want to say, I want to open it to Gus and Dejan.
Yeah, I mean that's really all I wanted to say because I already made my
Right.
comments about the Bills earlier.
I-
Like when you were talking about it, I said like their offense didn't really participate too much, really, and the defense really stepped up. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say.
There's one thing I want to say before anybody else speaks is so what happened to Buffalo being the city of losers?
Crazy?
That Ravens
I thought
reporter
that was
said.
so crazy that fucking
Yeah.
guy said that shit.
Yeah.
Because you never are supposed to say that shit.
Yeah. They're
Oh, one more thing about Buffalo. I'm so sorry. It was funny because Buffalo tweeted this.
yeah.
The Lightning McQueen getting passed
That was funny.
by that racer guy because Derrick Henry said he wants his new nickname to be McQueen.
Huh? That's funny. I didn't know that. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is funny. I didn't know that was why they.
After the Steelers game, they asked Lamar, "What's it like working with Derrick?" He's like, "Oh man, he's like Lightning McQueen." And then like the next game, Derrick Henry said, "Man, I just want to be called McQueen. Don't call me Derrick. Call me Henry. Don't call. I'm McQueen now."
For those who don't know, there was a Ravens reporter. I'm trying to find his name. His name is
Of Cars 3.
Jerry Coleman.
Yeah, he asked John Harbaugh during the week of practice going up to the Bills game. He asked them, like, I forget what the question was, but he's like, I mean, they're the city of losers.
Yeah,
He
like
said that shit. And John Harbaugh, like, I mean, fuck. I'm going to say, he like chuckled a little bit and was like telling him, like, hey, don't say that, man.
yeah, he's like he awkwardly laughs, then he's like, I'm not gonna comment on that. Like,
Because you can't, because as a head
Can't.
coach in general,
Yeah.
win or lose, you can't comment on that.
Especially with both of you being in kind of similar standpoints of not winning a Super Bowl.
exactly. Like the
I mean,
Ravens, John Harbaugh has won one. It's just it's been a while, you know.
Yeah.
No. Am I retarded?
No, the Ravens have
Well-
won, I think, 2, right?
Yeah, 2 Super Bowl. One of them was under John Harbaugh, 2012 against the 49ers.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's been a while.
The Black Apple, right? DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Lamar who hasn't won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's Lamar.
Gus, Dejan, is there anything you guys want to say about this game?
Yeah. I love snow games.
Yeah, me too.
Me
man.
too, they're fucking
Like,
awesome.
Unironically, I fucking love them. I never miss a snow game.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
awesome.
they're pretty sick.
My brother hates them, actually. He said my
That's
brother
crazy.
doesn't like teams that run the ball a lot because he says it's boring.
That's crazy.
And he said, like, in snow games, like 90% of the play calls are runs,
I mean,
which is true.
don't hate on somebody for being like proper.
Yeah, but like I replied to that. I'm like, so wait, so how can you hate when a player runs the ball when some of the most entertaining plays in the game is like when Shaquan breaks away, Henry breaks away, Allen gets that fucking 17-yard rushing touchdown against the Chiefs to lock the game, the run, when like some of the most entertaining plays are the run.
Mm-hmm.
Gus, any comment from you?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys covered it. I was gonna talk about Mark Andrews and all that, but yeah, you guys got it.
Mark
Sorry,
Andrews,
man.
the
I kind of
bum.
yapped. I kind of yapped there.
I mean, we had to. We haven't talked about it in a bit. I avoided saying much in the group chat, just for the sake of not wanting to accidentally
You know
say
what?
something.
There is one thing football related I want to talk about. It's from the game, but not about the game.
Okay.
Gus,
Yeah.
why did you so badly want to get a rise out of me?
Eunice, who is the
Yo.
one who is still talking about it? Me or you?
I'm just curious.
Did I? You say it like I did it. You say it like it didn't work.
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
found
be
it
honest,
funny.
Eunice. He did get a rise out of you. Like he did
Does
get.
that count? I guess.
You know, it was
Eunice, you were blowing up the group chat, dude.
it was and
Was it?
also it was funny how the conversation shifted from being about the Bills Ravens game to being about the Patriots.
Yeah, he turned it to the Patriots, bro.
I think I did that because last year I did the exact same thing where I'm like Patriots, and you made me die laughing when you were like, "Say Patriots one more fucking time, please, I need it, say it."
Hey, wait until the Drake May versus Lamar
Yeah, we got
wild
Drake
card
May after all
game.
that, Eunice.
Oh, I can't.
Oh my
fucking
God,
wait,
bro.
brother.
Dude, fucking I hope that happens so bad. I don't want it to be me. I'm sick of this shit, man.
Bro, I can't fucking wait.
Y'all will play in the regular season, then Gus can be pissed off at Eunice.
Brother,
I
you
can
make it
already
sound like he
taste
still
it.
won't be in your DMs. Y'all play twice.
Well, no, of course Gus is gonna be in my DMs. I just mean like, then he can channel his hate towards you instead of me. And we have a shared enemy because since we're both gonna play the Ravens.
Hey, I had my time with the Ravens, bro.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Oh yeah, when they what was it?
Here we go.
What was it?
He's
don't
like,
remember.
oh, I don't remember, and then he goes in and then he's gonna describe it in detail.
No, I'm trying to remember the record. I think the Patriots are 3-1 against the Ravens in playoffs.
Well, 3-1 ain't bad.
That's still ain't bad.
Very good.
Yeah. So we'll get into predictions now. Just 2 games, so we can focus on both. We'll go chronologically. Okay. At 3 p.m. on Sunday, it's Championship Sunday, we have the Commanders taking on the Eagles in Philadelphia. This is an awesome NFC Championship game, like, in my opinion. Eunice, if you want to start with your predictions for this game, take it away. Because I genuinely don't know who you guys are going to pick.
So we're going in order, I assume. So we're going to talk about Commanders Eagles first?
Yeah, in chronological order first.
All right. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this game will be fun to watch just because it's going to be a division game. So I know it's probably going to be like a more defense focused game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've noticed in like 99% of division games. They tend to be lower scoring.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take Eagles on this just because Commanders for, I don't know, I want to say 11 weeks in a row have shown that they don't really defense, and Barkley's just itching right now to run. Fucking, what did he have last game? 206 total yards?
205 against the Rams last week.
So, I mean, he's just foaming at the mouth. Fun fact, by the way, Saquon Barkley is less than 200 yards away from the NFL record for most yards in a full complete season, playoffs and regular season combined. The record is
Wow.
2,416. I think he's around 2,250 ish.
And I
So
think if the Eagles get to the Super Bowl, he'll break that.
yeah, like assume he gets like 120 yards this game, he'll only need like 80, 60 yards in the Super Bowl to get the
Uh-huh.
record.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Eagles on this. I like the Commanders. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. It's a fun team, and it looks like the offense looks complete. The defense does not. I like that. Like they obviously scored 45 on the Lions, but they also got 31 dropped on them as well after Goff threw a pick six. There was and then Goff just wasn't even playing that good then, and
Yeah.
still got like 31 up on the board. So I just don't know if the defense can compete with that. Yes, I know Jalen Hurts is kind of mid, but I mean, you still can't deny it, though. He does play well when he needs to.
Mm-hmm. Gus, Commanders or Eagles?
Dude, this is gonna be such a good game. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I want Jaden Daniels to win so bad, bro. Give me the Commanders. And the thing is, like, I'm not even being crazy, bro. They like legit can do this. They've already beaten the Eagles in the regular season.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Man. He's gonna pop off. Saquon's gonna pop off. It's gonna be an exciting game, and I have a feeling it's gonna go down all the way till the end.
Gus,
Give me the commies, bro. Give me the commies.
so I just thought about this. We should definitely do this. I have a question to ask you guys when we're finished.
Okay.
About your preferred Super Bowl matchup. So don't say that. Just the one that you would personally want to see and why. And then, but one thing you can say, and I'll circle back to Eunice in a second before we move on to Dejan. Give your official score for both championship games.
Okay.
So, Gus, if
Nice
you want to, Eunice, actually, we'll go. Eunice, what's your, not just your spread, like, well, you could say either. Either just your spread or a definitive, like, 25-14 is like an example. You know,
I'm going to go 34 to 21.
and then I'll ask you again for the next one. Okay, 34-21. Gus, what is your either spread or score prediction?
For this game?
For Commanders Eagles, yes.
Ooh. You know what? Ooh. I'm gonna go 31-35.
Wow. Okay. So 35-31 Commanders.
Yes.
Dejan, what do you think about this game? Are you taking the Commanders or the Eagles? And of course, give us either your spread or if you want to switch it up and give like a full score, be my guest, but you can also just say spread if you want to.
Commanders.
Hell yeah.
I want Jane Daniels to go all the way. You know?
Me too.
So, that being said, since I'm talking out my ass half the time, 39-0.
Oh my god. All right. Wouldn't it be funny if that actually happened? Obviously, it's not going to, but
I would not. Everyone would hate that.
I
yeah,
would stop. I think I'd take a break.
I'd laugh my ass off. I wouldn't watch the whole thing, but I'd laugh my ass off.
I think that's what I meant. Is like people would just stop watching.
Huh?
Hey, at least it's in the morning, huh?
Yeah, that is true. It is at 3. My opinion, I really, really want to pick the Commanders. I'm not going to. I think this will be really close. It's a divisional matchup, so not even that what Eunice was saying, like, not that it wouldn't be fun per se. this is gonna be so close. It's like gonna be like frustrating. I feel like at times. Um, I'm taking the Eagles just because Jalen Hurts is hurt. He's got some kind of messed up leg, knee injury. We don't quite know too much about it as of right now because the injury report won't be out till tomorrow. But I think we see him still play. Obviously, I don't think anything's going to knock him out at this point. Maybe just not throwing the ball as much, or at the very least, not scrambling. So in a close game, I'm going to take the Eagles. And honestly, Gus stole my score prediction. So I'm gonna say 35-34 Eagles. Just because I feel like it'll be super super close. Is my opinion. Now that being said, I would really wish I really wish the Commanders win. But I would love.
Okay, now so I'm assuming you're saying that with Jalen Hurts is gonna play though, yeah.
Oh, he'll play, but I don't think we'll see him scramble as much because it depends on the status of his knee. I just don't think we'll see him scramble as much, kind of to compensate. Even if he plays through an injury, like he'll still play and he'll still scramble. I just think he won't have as much as he normally does. He had a 40-yard or like 42-yard rushing touchdown in the Rams game.
The reason I'm saying this is because, like, you know who their backup QB is.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Bro didn't let go of a pass. Like,
yeah, that was pretty funny.
he was playing. That was the easiest Commanders win this I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he'll play. I think that just what will end up happening is like.
Sorry.
Well, now I don't feel so bad for clearing my throat. I think the Commanders will, or I think the Eagles will win. I think Jalen Hurts will play. I just think we'll see Jalen Hurts not 100% act like himself, you know? But if the Commanders do win, I think it will be because Jalen Hurts isn't necessarily. I might just be completely overstating how important this injury is, you know? Like it could literally be nothing, you know? Me personally though, you know, I'm rooting for the Commanders. And I will watch this game. The next game we have to talk about is the most stressful game of the year. I made multiple jokes saying, oh, if the Bills go to the AFC Championship game, I'll do this. If the Bills go to the championship game, I'll do that. Fuck. I don't even remember what I promised, is the worst part.
I know one of them said you. I know
I
one
would
of them
buy
was you were gonna buy a jersey. The other one was you were gonna write like an apology to, I think, who's that receiver on the Bills?
Curtis Samuel. I wrote the apology already. Okay, I wrote the apology. I tweeted it to him. Also, he had a great catch in that Ravens game. Not to backtrack, where I literally was like, Curtis Samuel. I out loud like said to myself, like, I'm sorry, Curtis Samuel, man.
Told you from the start you were hating on him too much.
Yeah, I knew that. It's just like it's so hard not to when he makes me so mad.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, and I'm sorry to drag this on. I think your hate for him started genuinely the first time it was Bills versus Ravens, and then the cure was Bills versus Ravens.
Yeah. It's funny because
so funny.
I was so excited to get him like in the offseason. That's why I was so mad. I wanted him to be not like a replacement for Stephon Diggs, just like, you know, good enough to where you're like, wow, like good trade at the very least. Honestly, I still feel like I don't know what we gave up, but I think it was like low round picks.
Holy shit.
What?
I just realized something.
What?
The Devontae Johnson curse.
What is it?
Steelers lost with Devontae Johnson. Ravens got him, lost immediately, and played like shit for 2 weeks until we got rid of him. Texans got him, played like shit for 3 weeks, and he was super toxic in the locker room, and they got rid of him. Ravens picked him up again after the wild card, and oh my god.
Oh my God, Deontay Johnson, you stay away from Bills, man. Actually, he should go to the Ravens.
Because he was on the Panthers too all last year and the beginning half of this season. They played like shit, got rid of him. Bryce Young started looking good again.
Eunice, can you do me a favor? Can you call? Who's your GM?
EDC?
Can you call him and ask him to waive Deontay Johnson so the Chiefs get him?
We can't. He wants the draft picks that he got originally for the trade. That's the only reason we picked him up again.
Fuck.
The draft picks. We want our 4th round pick, bitch.
We have
Holy
10
shit.
draft picks. I found that out today. So, yeah,
Very
Oh
smart.
my god.
very cool. Thank you,
It all
Kanye.
makes sense.
He's like, this is genius. So this is going to be the most stressful game ever that I think I've ever watched. It's the Bills at Chiefs. This is a rematch of the 2020
Division.
AFC Championship.
And
I am excited and also nervous. This is the first time all season that I genuinely feel like we can actually beat them. Like it's, I don't know. It just it feels different. The defense looked a lot better last week. What?
I think
Oh, you
I
got
hate to-
you got to hear my whole explanation before you, because I am not picking the Bills.
Oh,
Because here's the thing, right? This is like, I actually feel like deep down, like we can actually do it. But, and like when I was, before the Ravens game, I didn't say this, but before the Ravens game, like the more days that passed, the more I heard like other people's opinion about it, the more I like thought to myself, like, you know what, actually we might be able to win. Like we might be able to win. But now, like, I just, it's like, I think we can win. I think this is a 50-50 game. But I just, like, it's the Chiefs, you know? And I think the Bills are playing with a chip on their shoulder at this point. Like, they know that, you know, people have this, they're the underdogs going into the game. I believe right now they're like 1 point underdogs or something like that, 1.5. But I will take the Chiefs just because it's Mahomes in the playoffs, and I need to see it to believe it that he can lose. He's literally only ever lost to Joe Burrow and Tom Brady in the playoffs. So I just kind of have to see it to believe it. Now, that being said, this, like, Josh Allen, you must, if you can hear me, you must defeat the Chiefs. We cannot witness the three-peat. Like, I don't want to see it. I want nothing more than this to be like a Brady Manning moment. Earlier in the season, I was comparing Brady and Manning to Mahomes and Allen. Like, just please have this be the one time where it's like, yep, I can beat Mahomes. You know, Josh Allen can beat Mahomes. Will it? I don't know. But I think this is a 50-50 game, and I'm just picking the Chiefs. In a, literally like a 27-24 game, I'll take the Chiefs. So,
I love how you still didn't give them 30 points.
yeah, I was like, maybe, but Nah, like this honestly might be the game where they score over 30.
I think they're gonna have to.
Yeah. Eunice, what do you think about this AFC Championship game? Chiefs versus Bills.
Well, you can't talk about the Chiefs without talking about the refs.
Oh, okay. Can I actually say that
looked it
really
up.
quickly
I
before?
looked it up.
Okay.
Man, I might say it right now. I looked it up. The head referee chosen for the AFC Championship
Is the-
Cleve Blakeman, who only has a 30% win rate for home teams.
No, can I tell you guys something?
What's that?
I forgot this. I should have, and I literally had it pulled up on my second monitor. So someone did a chart. This ref is the ref that Mahomes has the worst win percentage with. He's 6-5 with this guy as the head ref. So
Blakeman has worked in 17 Chiefs games, and Kansas City is currently 10-7 for those 17 games.
oh damn, we're fucked.
But
I think it's
the
in the
Chiefs
playoffs.
are 6-5.
Oh yeah,
in games Blakeman has worked while Patrick Mahomes has been the Chiefs starting quarterback.
Oh, okay. I thought that the first stat was with him as the starting quarterback.
Mahomes' worst referee is Brad Allen.
That's shocking.
He's
'Cause
4-4.
oh wow.
So that's a 50-50, but nonetheless. So the referee has a good y'all have a good chance with the refs here. Only 30% of home teams win with him. So it's 30-70 from the ref's point of view. But you know damn well that don't matter in this video. He's getting paid.
Yeah.
Anywho, I know this is going to be hard for you to hear, Riley.
No, I know that the Bills are not going to win.
No. I think the Bills will win.
Oh fuck.
And this isn't a talk that's going to be hard for you.
Okay.
It's not going to be close.
Wow.
It's not going to be a last-second touchdown. I will say this loud and clear. This is going to be a 2-possession lead win.
Wow.
And I say that just because, one, we all said this all year. Well, it doesn't matter if the Chiefs' offense looks bad. Once playoffs hit, they'll click. They did not click. Not at all.
Yeah.
They looked like garbage. The run game looked like hot trash last week. Isaiah Pacheco didn't know what the fuck he was doing. If anything, the Chiefs game was carried, no joke, by special teams the first half.
Yeah.
The defense looked mid because CJ Stroud kept it competitive with one of the worst O-lines with one receiver and a solid tight end. That is how he kept it competitive. Chiefs got so lucky on so many passes, like that fall down pass to Kelsey, like Bull Honky.
Mm-hmm.
How that wasn't taunting, but whatever. Just and really bad refereeing that game. I'm not feeling it. I genuinely believe this will be a 2-possession win for the Buffalo on one condition.
Okay.
If you hear the word screen and pass
it's over.
in the same sentence, somebody needs to be shot dead like a fucking dying deer on the side of a road.
I 100% agree with
Because
what
screen
Eunice
pass-
just said.
'cause this is a random statistic I read about. The Chiefs are the second best team in the league at stopping screen passes.
I think for sure we get at least one, but I'm sure that they know that.
If I see one screen pass on behalf of Riley, I might fly down to Buffalo and shoot that fucking old.
Joe Brady.
If I see one screen pass.
Eunice, you
Because-
said. Oh, wait, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I just want to
No, it's
talk
my
about
it's my
run
bad.
game. I don't think the run game is going to do much in this game.
Probably
The
not.
Chiefs are pretty good at stopping the run, like quite well. Like I'd say maybe a little bit better than I told them at like 3, maybe 4th place in the league at stopping the run
Okay.
because they have very good awareness. They know when it's coming.
Uh-huh.
And against a team like the Bills with James Cook and Josh Allen in it, you're going to have to expect the run is going to be there at times.
Yeah.
And their secondaries are pretty banged up right now to begin with. So I think this is going to have to be a pass heavy game for the Bills if they want to win this.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe Shakir, Cooper, Coleman, Samuel, Kincaid, and Nix pop off, Queens. Y'all need to today.
Y'all, they literally need to.
Because I'm sorry, I like James Cook a lot. I've been talking good about him literally all season. I like him a lot. I think this is gonna probably be a quiet day for him, unless it's like a short pass to him, not a designed run play.
He does a lot. He does do receiving, so I could see
that's what
him
I'm saying.
getting some receiving yards and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's gonna be a quiet day for him unless it's passing.
Mm-hmm. Or pushing
In
on the
terms
tush
of
push.
rushing- Yeah, like in my honest opinion, I think the rushing leader for the Bills this day might be Josh Allen.
That is not ridiculous to say that either Josh Allen or Ty Johnson, because
Yeah, and I think it's going to be not that much though. I think like if Josh Allen's like the leading and rushing, it's going to be like a 45, 50 rushing yard day for him, which is still pretty good.
that's fair. That's pretty fair.
Because like against last week, the running game was solid at best, right? I mean, top 10 running back in the league, James Cook couldn't crack 70. Josh Allen had a few nice plays. What's his name? Ty Johnson had a couple nice ones too, but like no one really popped off.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bills win this. My spread is going to be, let's go 28 to 17.
Wow. That's crazy. Gus, what do you think?
I don't think Josh is going to do it.
Wow.
That's fair.
It is
I don't
fair.
think he's going to do it. I mean, the season has just been ridiculous up and down.
Yeah.
They've done it earlier. They've got it. You know, they got their win against the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to let him. They're going to let it happen twice.
It always
Quite frankly.
happens.
I think actually Riley told me this. Every year, regular season, Bills win. Playoffs come,
They
belt to
lose.
ass.
Yep. And it's always close. Like either a touchdown or a field goal or something like that.
Goal.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I was there.
Um,
And I'll be there on Sunday. Not in person, just to watch at home and cry when we lose.
It's apparent that we're not allowed to go in person to games for some fucking reason.
No. Not me. I went. Bills are
Lions.
Bills are one around. Bills are one. Oh my god! Every time we've gone, the Lions lose.
I
Wait,
made a joke to my brother for next year when the Lions go to Baltimore. I'm like, I'm about to fly out.
yeah. Oh, are we or am I? That's that. You just made me think that. Think of this, Eunice. Am I a good influence on the Bills or a bad influence on the Lions?
I think Sammer is the proof for it.
Yeah.
We are just bad influences on the Lions.
I
So
literally
that's
made
what we
that
do.
joke, and I was like, nah, that won't happen. It was right.
Dude, my
Oh,
brother
man.
was making me fucking laugh. Like, hey, Sammer, I think it's time to go.
Bro, I felt so bad at a certain point. Like,
Yeah, because eventually it was just bullying at a certain point.
yeah.
Gus, please continue. I did cut you off. I'm sorry.
What was I saying?
Josh Allen can't do it.
Oh yeah, I mean that pretty much sums it up. I don't think we're gonna see anything out of the ordinary or any like superhero moments. I just think the Chiefs are gonna pull something out of their asses and just win it
Yeah.
because they're the Chiefs and they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. That's my only take on this.
Hey, Riley, can I add one more thing for this?
Go for it.
You know how you're asking for our spreads?
Yeah.
I would like to add another category. I will call 2 roughing the passer calls in this game.
Let me write that down. You're
All
gonna-
right, 2.5 over under.
Yeah, over under on 2. There you go.
Yeah, no.
There's that.
No,
I'm
you
thinking
have
the
to do it
over.
on half.
1.5. There's the over under. I'm thinking the over.
Um,
2.5 over under. On Mahomes, only on Mahomes, by the way.
oh,
That's what
only on Mahomes. I think Josh will get 1 and Mahomes will get 2. Because they'll give Josh Allen roughing the passer calls as well.
I'm saying more than I'm saying 3 minimum on Mahomes.
Wow, 3 minimum?
That's crazy.
Wait, let me write this down. Takes me so long, I'm sorry.
Also, just so you know, for anyone who does not watch college football, Ohio State won, but not everyone, most people are saying still lost to
To the Wolverines, that is true.
Yeah.
So, Eunice, you said
sir.
Mahomes will get 1?
I said over on the 1.5.
Okay.
So he's saying 2.
So
Are you saying
2,
Mahomes get 2
or just between both. Dejan, so you said you think Mahomes gets 3 at least?
Yep.
What about Gus? What do you think?
I think it's gonna be a field goal. Let's go.
What?
I said
24-21.
24-21. What's your roughing the passer spread?
Oh, 2
Nice.
or over 1.5, I guess.
We'll go 2. In total or just on Mahomes?
On Mahomes.
Yeah,
2.
mine is just Mahomes.
All right.
Yeah.
I think they'll give Josh 1. It's either 1 or 0. Like,
I forgot. Josh does occasionally do the flop.
oh yeah, no, oh he 100% does. Like he 100% does. He got it in the Rams game where he flopped, and they gave it to him, and Brady was chewing him out too. It was funny. I was like, bro, you invented the flop. Like, although I saw someone post on Twitter like, oh, back in the day, the QBs used to not complain when they got hurt, and it was Brady got hit so hard his helmet got knocked off, and he just got up and walked back into the huddle.
I saw that, yeah. But
That
at the
was-
same time,
It's
why do you think all those rules were put up in place?
100% true. Now we get to Dejan. Dejan, what is your opinion on this game?
I'm agreeing with one thing Gus said. I don't think Allen is gonna do it. I think Bass is gonna do it, baby.
Okay, can I say something? I forgot to mention Tyler Bass had actually a perfect game. Like, I was shocked.
Can I also say something?
Yeah.
I just want to make this clear. Halfway through the Bills-Ravens game, I did predict Tyler Bass is going to kick the game-winning field goal for the Super Bowl. Just putting that out there. I'm just putting it out there.
Wide right.
Okay?
I can already hear Jim Nance saying it now. It's wide right.
Bro, I just want to say one more thing. I'm sorry. I think this is just Twitter listening in on our conversation. I opened up Twitter. This is the first thing on my. I sent it into the meme thing.
I'm looking right now.
Oh my god.
Josh Allen gets 5 more roughing the pass. Gets more calls than God. I have dyslexia.
Josh Allen gets more calls than Patrick Mahomes. Allen, 101 roughing/unnecessary roughness called in his favor. Mahomes, 71. Clete Blakeman leads the league in these calls, is officially officiating the game. The hashtag NFL refs favor Josh Allen.
I'm fine if we cheat so that Mahomes doesn't have to like be in the Super Bowl.
Hey, call up Brady and deflate that fucking ball. I don't give a shit.
Did you see that? Like, was it?
That was
Did you guys see that? Like, is it MMG? Do you know that like sports YouTuber?
Okay.
He did like a it might not have been him. It was a sports YouTuber did like a challenge where they were like throwing balls. It wasn't Mr. Beast because Tom Brady's been on a Mr. Beast video.
The beast.
But at the beginning, it was like, oh, this ball, like the YouTuber's like, oh, this ball is like too deflated to throw, and then Tom Brady comes out of nowhere and he's like,
Yeah.
this is actually just how I like him. And it's like, hey man, you know what? I don't care. Start deflating balls. I hope the Bills. You know what?
Here. Do it on the field. Let the cameraman see it happening. I don't care.
Mahomes, like I said, try to steal all the goats in the Missouri area so that Mahomes can't sacrifice anything. Like, hell, you know what? Get the power of the Lord on your side. Like,
You don't need it.
Satan magic versus. Remember that guy? Do you guys remember that meme I sent after they beat the Chiefs? Where it was like hashtag Satan down. Dude, you know what? You know what? Just let that happen. Anyway, Dijon, back to your prediction.
So yeah, Bills are winning.
Wow. Tyler Bass,
only that.
lock in.
Yeah, Tyler Bass is the man of
Bless
the
you.
year.
Bless you.
He's gonna.
Bless you.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me. Oh.
He's allergic to bullshit.
You know what? I have a new bet in place.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, Deshaun. I just don't want to forget this. If Tyler Bass scores the game-winning field goal in this game, instead of a Shakir jersey, I will buy a Tyler Bass jersey. I think it's only fair. But only if he scores the game-winning kick in this game. Could you fucking imagine if that actually happened?
I would lose it. I might actually lose it.
I would also lose it.
And it's not even like a chip shot. No,
No, a
it's
50 plus
55.
dude, if it's a 50 plus yarder, like and it's like
drove it.
just for you, Riley. And dude, you know what's funny? He did. But like both of
He
his
said just for you, really?
Yeah, no, I mean like that he drilled both of his field goals last week. Anyway, Deshaun, back to your predictions. So the Bills, you think they're going to win?
Yep. And once again, after the Bills win, Mahomes, instead of congratulating, he's gonna cry like the baby bitch he is. That's the actual other reason why I hate Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'm not even, cause holy shit, that was only the quarterfinal. Because literally, go back to when the Bills beat the Chiefs. He just shook Allen's hand just because he had to, and then immediately started whining and bitching.
Yeah. He's like, worst fucking call I've ever seen. That's why I hate him. And that he owns my franchise.
So I gotta get off Twitter.
So, Dejan, what is the spread? Or what is either spread or the score prediction? +3?
It's obviously +3.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get to the score for you real quick.
Okay.
I feel it in my bones. 9-12.
What? No touchdowns? Like, or wait. Okay, there is a touchdown, but Tyler Bass misses the extra point.
That's actually that's biblically accurate, Tyler Bass.
Tyler Bass is like, I can drill this 50-yard field goal.
Did you say biblically accurate, Tyler Bass?
Yeah, biblically accurate Tyler Bass.
All right. So everyone made their spreads.
Oh wait, I have one final question for you guys before we get to and I don't want to see no curse wheel, okay?
It's already.
Yeah, that is.
No, we're bringing out the curse
Okay,
wheel.
we're bringing out the curse wheel.
Take it.
Before we do the curse wheel, my question for you guys is: what is your dream? What is your of these 4 teams? what is your match, like your perfect matchup, and why? Like, which one are you personally rooting for? And the reason could be as stupid as, oh, I just like these teams and I want them to win, or oh, I have this like random in-depth explanation. Eunice, if you want to start us off.
In terms of just pure entertainment, I'm going Bills Commanders, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Or just, it could be anything Commanders. Really. The Commanders are there. It's just fun as fuck, you know?
Uh-huh.
But
Gus?
in terms of like what I would say my dream, Eagles, Bills.
Okay. Gus, what are you thinking?
It would be Commanders Bills. I mean, I feel like that would feed generations, bro.
I
Like,
know.
Eagles, another like an establishment team, like good playoff NFC where they're always there.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Chiefs. I mean, it'd be good like the Commanders and the Bills, you know. I mean, this is like Josh Allen's entire career, and then Jaden Daniels, like some rookie out of nowhere in a team that was like not good, like just last season.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would just be the most entertaining and just the most unexpected as well.
Yeah. Dijon, what do you think?
It's -1 degrees.
I just got that notification as well. It's really cold up here.
I want Commanders Bills.
Right.
And it's the same reason I wanted Lions Bills.
America's teams.
No.
What?
It's because every Super Bowl the Bills win to, they lost.
Oh my god.
So-
if the Bills lose this, would they be 0-5 or 0-6?
They'd be 0-5.
Therefore, give me the Super Bowl champions.
So
Rookie season.
no fucking way.
I feel like that has to go into the hall, like the game. It's like that's a Hall of Fame. The
Yeah.
first ever rookie, not just rookie Super Bowl, rookie champion.
I am gonna say mine. You guys know I love bringing up things that happened in the 4 seasons that the Bills went to the Super Bowl every single year back to back and lost. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I love bringing up stuff that happened. Do you guys know what 3 different teams we played?
Were they the Redskins?
It was the Redskins, the Giants, and it was the Giants, Redskins, and Cowboys twice in that order. And so,
So you guys are responsible for the Cowboys Eagles.
they had some before that. It was 1990, the 1990 season, the 1991 season, the 1992 season, and the 1993 season. I would love a Bills Commanders rematch all these years later.
Our fight ended 500 years ago.
Yep.
Well, now I'm ready for a rematch.
Yeah, like, and not only that, I just came up with this idea, right? And it's impossible because the Cowboys will never get to the Super Bowl again. But every Super Bowl that the Bills win under Josh Allen, like, let's just say hypothetically, right? He somehow manages to get to even just 3, right? He can rematch the Giants in 50 years when they're good. Or never. And then, well, yeah, no, because the Cowboys and the Giants are never going to get to the Super Bowl again. So it's like, this is all a moot point. But anyway, a rematch. I want a rematch against everyone that beat us in the Super Bowl. Okay? Let's turn that from 0-4 to 3-4, which is still a losing record. But
hey, let's be honest, it's inevitable. Like, let's be real for a second. It's inevitable that Josh Allen will eventually win 1 Super Bowl minimum, right?
he just
Like,
has to get.
agree on that?
I hope so. With Mahomes in the league, you never know. But
no, come on. Let's be realistic for a second. It's literally impossible for teams with Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson to retire 10 years from now and never have 1 ring.
Except it is possible.
it is possible.
Let me be this way.
All right, Eunice, spin that wheel. It's funny because we
Wait,
all had the
before you
same
spin.
prediction.
Before
Or-
you spin.
same want. Anyway, sorry.
Also, I just want to say one more thing. DJ, you go first.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Cowboys, that was like their last win?
The second time, yes.
Okay. Last
Alright.
thing. I was scrolling through Instagram and someone stated how bad Dak Prescott is,
Uh huh.
even though he's paid that much. And for some reason, it might just be rage bait, but the Cowboys fan immediately said he's better than Lamar and Josh Allen. I don't know why you guys mute them so much. And I'm like, are you hot?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, because I just found this funny, because you reminded me when you brought up Peyton Manning. The cope and the theories already have begun next year in the Ravens fandom.
Mm.
You know why?
Why?
Because in the first 7 seasons, Peyton Manning has
They have the same stats.
record
Yeah.
as Lamar. He was 3-5 at the end of his 7th year in playoffs, just like Lamar. And the very next year, after being 3-5, so the theories have already begun, and I'm already sick of them.
That reminds me of another stat. Like this matchup between Allen and Mahomes has only happened one less time already than Brady and or no, not one less time, but it's the second most that two quarterbacks have met in the AFC Championship game or in the playoffs. Fuck, I keep fucking this stat up. And then the top one is Allen and Mahomes in the playoffs. Fuck me, Brady and Manning.
All right.
Might as well not have said the
ready?
stat at all. I kept screwing it up. I am ready.
I can't even tell who was who, bro.
Yeah, I know, man.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't do this. I just thought this was a cool coincidence. As I typed out the names, they all got the.
That's crazy.
All right. You ready, Riley? Deep breaths, baby. You want to do 2 out of 3 or just 1?
No, just one.
We're doing
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tyler
it's
Bass, wide right.
true.
I'm telling y'all.
All right.
Tyler Bass, wide right.
Now remove the Chiefs as well.
Nope.
You're okay.
All right, respin.
Huh?
They take
What?
over our spin.
No. I'm just going to do a deep.
Yeah, I was about to say. So you were saying one for each AFC, NFC.
I asked
and then
before the
right
wheel
then
stopped spinning 2 out of 3s, and Riley regrets his decision saying no.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
I mean, I don't think anyone cared about this one.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I do not think the Bill. Like, that's the I feel like it could happen. I just, with how Mahomes is in the playoffs, I just don't think it'll happen.
I mean, everyone said the same thing about Brady until it happened.
Yeah. So but I'm just a pessimist.
That you are, dude. That you
You
are.
really fucking are. You need to eventually show love to your team. You know that, right?
If they go to the Super Bowl, I'll be happy. Then I'll
No, you won't.
well, I'm still gonna be
You're like,
happy.
oh, I can't believe we got here just to lose.
Yeah, well,
All right, let me
that
ask
is
you this.
true.
I was gonna ask you this. Yeah. What if the Bills do make it, and then let's say they get blown out by the Barkley, right? Well, what's your thing there?
I'm gonna have to be if the Bills make I don't know what's worse, right? Like the Bills make the Super Bowl. I'm at the Super Bowl party with all of you guys, stressed out because the minute we lose, I'm leaving that place in tears. Like
Riley's trying to run out as me
Yeah.
and Gus grab his legs and drag him back.
not
in.
even from the standpoint of boohoo, my team lost. It's boohoo, I have to sit through the ridicule, and all the karma I have built up. Like
Oh,
Like, is there like the first play of the game is like a
Josh
80-yard
Allen pick
breakaway
six.
touchdown from Barkley.
Oh God.
And Riley tries to run out, and we drag it back into the pits of hell.
And I'm like, dude, if we have to play the fucking Eagles,
Say
in
it right. If you have to play Barkley, that's really it.
if we have to play Saquon in the Super Bowl, like
I'll be right back.
it's over.
to be fair, you guys just played Derrick Henry and did solid against him.
I know. So that's why I'm thinking like we have a chance, and we have a chance to beat the Chiefs. Like I'm being doom and gloom about it. It's just because it's like what Eunice was saying. Like
Yeah, the problem with being doom and gloom, it takes away from the celebration if you win.
Oh, I'm gonna be fucking so happy if we beat the Chiefs.
Because what I'm saying is, like, you can't say we're gonna lose, or I feel like we're gonna lose, and then when you win, you get all cheery and jumpful.
Yes, you can. What?
Yeah, you can.
I feel like you have to be behind your team from the get go.
No way. Like if you like, that's the thing, right? If you are like, oh boy, like I don't know. You can be pessimistic about your team and acknowledge that the team has flaws and still be like, oh boy, we won. Like, you're a fan, That's how I think. Like I said, I don't know. I can't wait till Sunday, man.
Sunday at 6:30, bro. It's the night game too, so
yeah,
you're not sleeping when it's done, no matter the results.
I'm just gonna be sitting there like, man, I can't believe Tyler Bass missed that extra point.
You're literally gonna sit there for an hour after the game with Tyler Bass in your head for one of two reasons. I can't believe he came back and got us that win versus I can't believe we still have this fucker on the team.
It's like, I can't believe I have to buy a Tyler Bass jersey versus I can't believe he missed. I hope at least, Tyler Bass, if you're listening, I think you've redeemed yourself at this point. I forgive you. I was going to say that.
You ruined it.
I forgive you.
You were so pessimistic about him. He started doing so
I'm not
good.
done. I'm not done yet.
I'm sorry.
Tyler Bass, I forgive you for what happened last year. If you miss a kick in this game, I will every single night when I pray, I will pray you get kicked off the team. Not only will I pray you get kicked off the team, but I might go there myself and start riots. So that
all right. You're becoming one of those fans that got me mad this year. Like the ones that made Tyler Bass cry and shit.
Well, obviously I'm joking. But if he misses a kick also Tyler Bass, if you're going to miss a kick, if you're going to miss a game-winning kick, can you please just do it wide left? So
change it up.
So we don't have to keep hearing wide right.
No, it's so it cancels out because he was originally going to kick a wide.
It goes so far to the left that it curves back in.
Yeah.
It goes so far to the left, it curves back into the center of the.
Tyler Bass, please save us. Josh Allen, please ball out. Anyway, so that's it for the pod. Anybody want to say anything before we sign off?
I want to say one thing.
Go for
Can't
it.
wait for draft day.
Madden, whoever does your ratings, fix it.
Y'all better put Josh Allen at 99.
Honestly, man, I'm surprised he hasn't been. Like, in my honest to God opinion, until one of them wins a Super Bowl, you gotta have Josh Allen and Lamar the same at everything. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
That's fair. That's fair. But go Bills.
Sparkly not a 99, but
Yeah, go Seahawks.
Got it next year when we don't have
Seahawks.
16 people on IR.
Yeah.
Wait, I swear to God. Oh, actually, can I bring up one topic real quick, football related?
Go for it.
I was reading this article this morning, and it brought up some really good points. They said, has the window for the Lions already closed?
No, I don't think so.
And I don't think it has. I will say, though, the loss of Ben Johnson and the potential loss of the DC is concerning, though.
I mean, the way I see it, it's very likely they lose Aaron Glenn as well.
Yeah, he's gone sometime this week.
Yeah. So with that being said, it is definitely concerning, especially like Hutchinson's injury. That's something that most players don't ever play the same again with.
Yeah, it's
Same with what's his
concerning.
name at D tackle that shattered his arm, and then you have the cornerback that shattered his elbow into pieces last in the Commanders game and had to be immediately rushed to the ER during the game.
Hmm.
You're forgetting something.
The guy who broke his jaw.
Well, no, they'll be
Oh.
fine.
You're forgetting
No.
that Dan Campbell is the coach.
No. They're just cool guys.
That's true. That's what I wanted to bring up. This Bills team is just Josh Allen and his buddies. You know, it's the power of friendship. Okay, and it's the power of friendship versus Satan.
Putting on Bass.
What?
Huh?
Well, Tyler Bass is still one of his
My
friends.
salvation, I will trust and not be afraid. Isaiah 12:2. Goodbye, everyone.
Go Bills.